I'm curious. What is your guys' current working routine? How many hours per day are you working? Dustin.
Working or working out? 56 minutes today, someone.
Dustin, let's start with you.
So I think people, I know where this conversation's going. I think we need to bifurcate it into the founders and what they sign up for in running a company and what you should expect from your ICs, your individual contributors. And so me as a founder, 2-time founder, 3-time CEO, when I sign up for this role, I sign up for this, and I realize some people have family. I do not. I sign up for this to be the top priority in my life, which means while I might not be behind the keyboard, there's very few times where my mind is truly disconnected from thinking about the business. And so I was telling the team before this call, I did a 6-mile run today. Most of that 6-mile run, I was actually thinking about Edify and some optimizations we need to make. I don't even listen to music. It's just me in my head playing the tape forward on what we can do. So while time behind the keyboard or time in meetings is substantial, I think that there is tremendous value when the founder is also thinking about what are the next steps this business needs to take and thinking about the future and extrapolating what you can do. So I do think that for each person, and now I'll get personal, there is a limit to what you can put in. And with Building Connected, I actually hit my limit physically. I developed AFib. I had to have my heart stopped and reset. And that's not good when you're 35 years old. And that's because I didn't have a way to alleviate the stress, and I was constantly obsessing. So any founder, any VC that's saying the founder should do, I don't know what the number was.
996.
9 to 9, 6 days a week.
No, 996 hours a day.
I would question if that VC has ever worked a real 40-hour day.
I agree.
I would love to sit down with them and to have them show me what they're.
Can we say who that is? They tweeted that from Burning Man or whatever conference they currently attend.
As they do ketamine and acid, whatever. I mean, most people like to say hyperbole stuff and they have no idea the stress under. Most founders have no liquid capital, and they're actually struggling to make ends meet in their life. So a real VC would say you need to do whatever makes you most effective, because it's not about the number of hours you spend. It's about the number of hours versus how valuable those hours were multiplies your work product output. And I know people that are highly effective and can work 6-hour tranches and produce more in one day than you'd see out of people in 3 or 4 days. But then they have to completely detach. I actually practice more of a consistent, always thinking about it, putting in work on Saturdays and Sundays, rather than on a day try to do 10 or 12 hours. That's me. And it took a long time to realize that was my preferred operating mode. And to say that you should be doing something, no, it is very personal on what those individuals should do. And the most important thing actually is protecting your mental health along the way, because what good are you if
you can't cope?
Exactly. Yeah. But anyone who says it's idiot.
Can I just do?
Quote me on that, and I don't know who it is, but they're an idiot.
You know where this come from? I just done a quick Google because mine said, "Can we see who the VC was?" This is actually the 996 working hour system. Is an official thing. It's a work schedule practiced illegally by some companies in China.
Not a VC?
Well, I'm guessing it started from there, right? And then now tweeting about it.
It's a hot topic right now among venture, and it was initiated by some VCs in Silicon Valley, and now European VCs, 28-year-olds pick it up and make it.
But do they agree, or they kind of ridicule?
Yeah. They say, you're not ambitious enough. You're not hardworking enough. If you can't do 996, you can't build a maximalist company that way. Okay, so here's First of all, to your question, Owen, I'll give you my routine. Dustin, I'm fairly close to yours. So I do have like a core working hour type routine. I like to start 8:30, 8:45, 9 a.m., somewhere around that. I try to get a 30 to 45 minute workout in before. Works 5-6 days a week, doesn't work always. And then typically I end the day at like 7 p.m., something like that. I do work almost every Saturday for exactly the same time as well. And then Sundays, like, do we count phone calls? Do we count emails? I don't. It doesn't even register on my scale.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that is because if you're a business owner, like all of us are business owners, if you're a business owner anyway, you constantly, like in my holiday, do you really think I have a day where I don't think about my business? But it doesn't even register on this on the stress scale. Like that's just something that you do. Especially I think when you really like what you're doing and it's something that is a passion for you and etc. My parents were both traditional entrepreneurs. My father was a small business owner that he started. My mom started as a small business owner and sold as a larger business owner, and both of them all the time had business on their mind. All the time. There was not a day on, that's just what it is being a business owner. Now, personally, I think when a VC, and I'm going to critique here, especially the VCs pushing this narrative in the last 7 to 14 days a lot, this is actually the VC's problem. And I'll tell you why I think that is. If you need your founders to work 996 to succeed, you know what you invested in? You invested in a completely indefensible, obvious business that you can only whip the leash behind people working for you in order to make some kind of hustle effort to outperform everybody else. You know what you should have invested in? Into a less obvious, more optionality and more defensible kind of business. That's one. And two, Dustin, I subscribe to your formula for the output. Another way how I rationalize it to myself that's quite close to it, but perhaps let's say 90 degrees to it. Business is about decision making. And the time you put in only needs to facilitate decision making in the end. So you acquire information to make a decision, and you make a decision to lead to action. If somewhere in that time it breaks, that was a wasted hour. Any hour that you spend on not acquiring information, not making a decision on that information, and not taking action on that decision is a wasted hour. And if you cut out all of those hours, every one of us has them. If you cut out all of those hours, they were just wasted. So everything is about decision making.